So how does a woman become more fertile? Okay, there's two things. Number one, you have to avoid things that interfere with the endocrine system, and that would be avoiding something called endocrine disruptors by consuming organic foods and staying away from pesticides, insecticides, herbicides, fungicides, things like that. I have a lot of information on that. I'll put some links down below. But in this video, we want to talk about what to take to enhance fertility. Whether you have PCOS, endometriosis, fibroids, or some other condition which throws off your menstrual cycle, or you have repeated miscarriages, or whatever it is, the most important thing to do is healthy keto, because as you're going to find out, when you have high levels of insulin, okay, so if you're on a high carb diet, the ovary's response to that is to increase more androgens, okay, and then that disrupts the entire fertility. So get on healthy keto. Healthy keto is also going to supply all the nutrients. So let's start from number one, something called L-methylfolate. Without enough folate, there's a lot of damage that can happen with your DNA. So folate protects the DNA. Especially when you get pregnant, you don't want to have any type of mutations or damage to the DNA because the body's going to have a natural tendency to abort. Okay, so folate, very important. Number two is zinc. Zinc is very, very important in making sure that the egg matures properly from a small little follicle to a fertile egg. And it just so happens that sperm is loaded with zinc, and so that zinc is essential to make sure that that egg survives. All right, next point is selenium. Selenium is a powerful trace mineral. It's an antioxidant. It has many different purposes, one being decreasing the risk for a miscarriage. Also, it supports the fluid around the egg. And so if there's any type of free radical damage or oxidation going on, it's going to protect that by soaking up those free radicals. Okay, number four, vitamin D. Vitamin D supports the uterus. It also supports the placenta, and it decreases the risk of PCOS, okay? Number five, omega-3. That includes EPA and DHA. Now, omega-3 supports something called the cervical mucus, and that has everything to do with making sure that the sperm survives once it hits the mucus, so it can travel through the mucus and get to where it needs to go. Omega-3 also keeps the uterus very, very healthy and prevents inflammation of the uterus. All right, number six, B vitamins. And you can get these from nutritional yeast, but they're very essential in supporting the ovary health. All right, number seven, iron. Iron increases fertility. What's interesting is iron also is needed by a plant to increase its fertility. All right, number eight, vitamin E. Vitamin E is known as the fertile vitamin in both men and women. So one of the things it will do, it supports the cervical mucus. All right, and then we have certain herbs. Number nine, we're getting into the herbs now. Chasteberry, which is known to increase fertility. It's been around for a very long time. It also decreases prolactin levels, which increases your risk for infertility. All right, number 10, shataberry. That's an extract that increases cervical mucus to support the sperm. It also decreases PCOS. It supports follicle development, which actually then will turn into an egg. And just generally, it improves the quality of the egg itself. Number 11, maca root. That supports the endocrine system in females. All right, number 12, we have white peony root. This supports fertility, decreases risk for PCOS, decreases prolactin levels. It will also inhibit endometriosis, and it also has something called aromatase, which converts testosterone to estrogen. So if someone has PCOS, this would be really, really good to take as well. And number 13, this is a form of inositol called D-chiroinositol. Inositol is essential for the axis between the hypothalamus, pituitary, and the gonads. So it can help a lot of female problems, including making insulin more sensitive. And if you noticed throughout this entire video, PCOS is a common thing that will make you infertile. And it all has to do with keeping your insulin lower. All right, thanks for watching.